everybody, happy Wednesday and welcome to my channel. Hope everybody's having a great day. As per usual, breaking news. It is confirmed that Syrian fighters are fighting on behalf of Azerbaijan. Here's the tweet to prove it. Additionally, 2 of them were identified by the Syrian families that were already killed. Overall, it's apparently 20 Syrian fighters have been killed in the fight in NagornoKarabakh thus far. This information is verified by Guardian. However, what is interesting now too, Akakali Road is being blocked, which is located in Georgia, from Turkey to stop the flow of weapons into Azerbaijan. That specific region is actually occupied by ethnic Armenians. Georgia will not directly be involved in a situation in Nagorno-Karabakh. However, it is highly likely they'll support Armenia indirectly versus supporting Azerbaijan. Also, they already sent 2 trucks with medical supplies and aid to the region to help Armenia, because Armenia has suffered casualties, even though there's casualties on Azerbaijan's side, but they're very reluctant to release that information. The fighting is continuing there. As I pointed out, and I will leave links to my other videos I have done pertaining the F-16s being in Azerbaijan. Additionally, they leaked the information for a draft what Russia will take in return for providing support for Armenia in the case of Nagorno-Karabakh, and more than likely will be a proxy support, because clearly there's Russian mercenaries that are actually heading there in order to help Armenia, and highly likely they're from the Wagner group. However, the name Wagner has not came up. So this is the information pertaining to the Nagorno-Karabakh. There's additionally also Georgia and Azerbaijan had a conflict last year pertaining to the David Garaji Center. There was a dispute of that territory, but it ended very quickly, but it was in 2019 as well. So as I pointed out before, and I'll leave the link to my article as well, Georgia could be next in the fighting. Once Caucasus starts having infighting, it spreads all over the region. It's always been a volatile region to begin with. However, there's more breaking news. It has to do with Navalny and Navalny poisoning. In regards to Navalny's case, everybody's been watching that Navalny has been poisoned in Russia during his trip to Tomsk in Siberia, and he was transferred for treatment to charity clinic in Germany, where he is released. And it has even been confirmed that Angela Merkel visited him in a hospital. Nevertheless, everybody's looking at Kremlin for answers, and everybody's saying that Kremlin should investigate, because there's no criminal investigation open on behalf of Russia, and Germany does not have jurisdiction to open. President of France is asking for answers in regards to this situation. But the breaking news, and it appeared on Opposition Today in Russia, and it has been leaked from closed groups. I'm not part of them, but it has been leaked on other Telegram channels, etc. That apparently Chechens are responsible for possible assassination of Navalny. Everybody's looking at him as a Kremlin's foe, and everybody's looking for him as opposition leader that's fighting for democracy. But there's very interesting trajectory when it comes to him and Chechnya. He's been opposing Kadyrov for some time. He actually has a group, and here's the information pertaining the fact against Kadyrov. There's a group of people that he organized in 2018 that clearly still exists, pertaining trying to change the leader of Chechnya and give it more democracy. This is where I see the problem with all of this, and I'm not condoning poisoning anybody, but how is Russian national, Christian nevertheless, and I'll say why this is important, goes into the region which is completely Muslim, which followed by Islamic laws. It has its own traditions. It has its own life. It will never be, no matter where it will be an autonomy of, it will always be separate. Religion plays a huge role in the Muslim community there. And he's going there, trying to change that. Apparently there's videos, and here's one of them, on YouTube pertaining to Navalny saying that Chechen leaders are corrupt. He's making statements that Chechen leaders should be gone. Kadyrov made a statement last year saying that Navalny should be in prison. And at the same time, Navalny is saying he's fighting for freedom. I can understand, okay, Russia, that's his homeland and everything like that. Yes, if you look at the history, Chechnya was obviously part of Soviet Union. But if he is trying to be a democratic leader and fight all of this, why is he getting involved in Chechnya? Because according to him, everybody should have democratic society in the world, but it's like Middle East. Caucasus is very similar to Middle East. It just has a little bit different stories because a lot of them are closer to Russia because of the Soviet Union, but nevertheless, they still live by their rules, they still have their separate lives. And given all this trajectory, additionally, speaking of all of that, clearly there would have been a problem. So looking further into it, there's many videos that Navalny Live YouTube channel did, including and trying to organize on social media platforms like Vkontakte, which is a Russian equivalent to Facebook. So that's where he tried to get his followers from Chechnya. He tried to organize that. He spoke out against Kadyrov. He spoke out how corrupt Chechnya is. He spoke out how the whole government should change. And he even tried to travel to Chechnya to actually convince some of the people of that. So this is where the leaked information came from, that apparently Chechens are responsible for the attempt of his assassination. However, then another question ponders, how safe is he actually in Germany? I'm sure he has a lot of security, but let's not forget, on August 23rd, 2019, last year, Kangashvili was assassinated in a German park. It was alleged that Russian GRU officers did it, but in reality, it was orders from Chechen for it to happen. So nevertheless, and you know the cases of Skripal, well, this is a little different, but nevertheless, how safe is Navalny in Germany in that case? If he's crossed Chechen leader, and again, I'm not condoning any type of murders, assassinations, attempted assassination, any type of chemical weapons poisoning, etc. But nevertheless, if you're going to go that route, and everybody knows that region is very specific, very volatile, a lot of geopolitics, famous and very good, skilled international relations expert, intelligence expert. Everybody has a hard time when it comes dealing with intricacies of the Middle East in general. There's a lot of there's a lot of different other aspects and intricacies of religion, different sides of the religion, because there's different fractions even within the Muslim community, and somebody like Navalny goes and does that. And especially when it comes to Russia and that Caucasus region, it is very volatile, but it's very close to Russia. It is intertwined with Russian relations, same as Georgia is intertwined with Abkhazia and a lot of other areas. So you have to maintain a fine balance within that region, because otherwise you can end up having a full-blown conflict and wars that will never end, and what good does it do for anybody involved, period. So, this is where the information came from. I would love to know what everybody thinks about Navalny meddling into Chechnya and the Chechens are actually responsible. I'm not going to say that Kadyrov gave that order because that information is not verified. It's not fully authenticated. But every time the sources came through and leaked on those channels, most of the time it ended up being true. There's rarely that it was never untrue. Actually, let me rephrase it. That information was never untrue. The difference is sometimes it was not on substation, take it down for other reasons, but overall that leaked information usually seems to carry an accurate description, and these channels have been verified for a very long time. And including Russia Opposition Today, the channel is verified as well, but nevertheless, the details of all of that came out of Telegram. But anyways, what does everybody think? Please click like, please subscribe to my channel. You can also read my articles under Kristina Kitova at communalnews.com. Thank you for watching and hope everybody has a great day. Thanks again.